Today, we look back on the life, legacy, and final chapter of one of country music's most controversial, influential, and unforgettable figures, David Allan Coe. A man who lived as loudly as he sang, who blurred the line between myth and truth, and who carved his name into the outlaw movement with grit, rebellion, and raw honesty. On April 29, 2026, Coe's long, turbulent ride came to an end at 86 years old, leaving behind a legacy that fans and critics alike will be debating for generations. David Allan Coe was born September 6, 1939, in Akron, Ohio, a childhood marked by instability, hardship, and trouble. By age 9, he was sent to reform school, beginning nearly 2 decades in and out of correctional institutions. It was behind bars that Coe discovered songwriting. Encouraged by fellow inmates and musicians, music became his escape, his identity, and eventually, his ticket out. When he was released in 1967, Coe headed straight to Nashville, living in a hearse parked outside the Ryman Auditorium, performing for passers-by, and building the outlaw persona that would define him. Coe became a pillar of the outlaw country movement, standing alongside legends like Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. His early albums, including The Mysterious Rhinestone Cowboy, 1974, and Once Upon a Rhyme, 1975, cemented his reputation as a fearless, unconventional storyteller. He wrote some of country music's most iconic songs, including Would You Lay With Me in a Field of Stone, a #1 hit for Tanya Tucker, Take This Job and Shove It, made famous by Johnny Paycheck, becoming a blue-collar anthem. His own hits, You Never Even Called Me By My Name, The Ride, Long-Haired Redneck, Mona Lisa Lost Her Smile, became staples of outlaw culture. Coe's career was never without turbulence. His X-rated albums from the late 70s and early 80s drew heavy criticism for offensive language, which he insisted was parody. His personal life was equally chaotic, multiple marriages, legal issues, and a reputation for blurring fact and fiction. As one Nashville producer famously said, 90% of what he tells you is probably bullshit. But despite the controversy, Coe remained a cult figure, a man who refused to bend, refused to apologize, and refused to be anything but himself. Even into his 70s and 80s, Coe continued performing. He survived a serious bout of COVID back in 2021, returning to the stage afterward. His final album, Rebel Meets Rebel, 2006, was a collaboration with members of Pantera, a testament to his ability to cross genres and generations. One of the most important relationships in Coe's later life was with Kid Rock. Kid Rock openly credited Coe as a major influence, calling him one of the last real outlaws in music. The two performed together, recorded together, and shared a friendship built on mutual respect for rebellion, authenticity, and living life on their own terms. Kid Rock often defended Coe publicly, especially when critics targeted Coe's lyrics or persona. To Kid Rock, Coe wasn't just a country singer. He was a mentor, a storyteller, and a symbol of artistic freedom. When news of Coe's death broke, Kid Rock was among the first major artists fans looked to for reaction, a reminder of how deeply their careers had become intertwined. On April 29, 2026, David Allan Coe passed away in the hospital. His wife, Kimberly Hastings Coe, confirmed the news. No official cause of death has been released. Fans, musicians, and outlaw loyalists flooded social media with tributes, many referencing his bond with Kid Rock and the influence Coe had on modern outlaw culture. David Allan Coe leaves behind over 40 albums, a catalog of songs covered by country legends, a reputation as one of the most controversial figures in music, a direct influence on artists like Kid Rock, who carried the outlaw torch into a new generation. Love him or hate him, Coe shaped country music in a way few others ever could. His ride is over, but his legend and the artists he inspired will keep the outlaw spirit alive. Rest in paradise, David Allan Coe. That's all I have for you today. If you were a David Allan Coe fan, or if you enjoyed this video and want to show some support, throw me a thumb. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.